So let's start with saying, what does it take? Okay, how should we think about it? So in the next few slides, we'll try to understand how to go about splitting your applications, or what to keep in mind when you're designing to leverage the multitasking model. So if you're designing an application for 8.1 and for 500 pixel wide screen, it's recommended that you always use the full functionality, because this resizing is very natural. Like I gave an example of a mail application where you're opening a link or where you're opening a PDF document, and it splits the screen automatically, and very naturally user is transferred to from one application to another application. So it's basically not a disruptive approach. It's a very natural resize of the applications, and the 500 pixel is very basic, and so it's always recommended that you have the full functionality included into it, whether your application is horizontal painting, whether your application has got columns, whether your application is a game. 500 pixel wide should always have full functionality. Now as you increase the size from 500 pixel wide and up, you see that the layout is adapted to fill the spaces. As you go on up and up, your application, if it's horizontal panning, will keep on increasing and giving good data to user. Now, since I told you this is a very natural experience for user, let's see in future few examples of this. But before that, let's try to understand what goes on the development side. So in Windows 8, can you see over there the visual state and visual group? This is what we use to develop the views or the view states in Windows 8. We used visual state and we named it as the primary layout. And this went on the C# code behind the XAML or the C#, where we are using application view.value, application view state filled. Now what happens in Windows 8.1? Like I mentioned previously, that the whole concept of view state has gone. Now everything happens in terms of the property called e.size.width. So the size is what matters. This is how you can set up the size, e.size.width, and define what width you are exposing, and hence give the layout, whether it's a primary layout or it's a narrow layout. Similarly in CSS, before you used to use MS view state filled, which is what you use in Windows 8. But since view state is all gone now, what you do in Windows 8.1 is you use a min width, which is 500 pixel, which can change according to the requirement of your application. Now here's an example designed for 500 pixel and up. If you have to adapt to a horizontal space, or you have an application which is horizontal painting, and you have given a 500 pixel cut of the screen to this application, it should remain as it is. It should cover the screen completely, and you should give user the proper horizontal painting or the proper horizontal scrolling experience. Similarly, is there another scenario where you have to adapt to horizontal space and the app style is a multi-column app? So on screen, if you can see, there are 3 columns. There's a Gmail, and under that there is a lot of folders. Then there's the title of the email, and then after that is another column which displays the detailed email. Now when you try to sort of decrease the screen size given to this application and bring it to 500 pixel, or keep on increasing it, what is a good practice over here, which is implemented by the mail application, is you cut down on the number of columns. Like over here, they have completely taken off the leftmost column which is showing the folders, and what is shown on the 500 pixel is the column which is containing the headline or the title of the email and the detailed email. So it depends on you. If you have a application which is implementing columns a lot, this is one approach which you can take. Also, let's say you have an application which has got 3 or 4 columns, each of 200 pixels.